Hey y'all, welcome back to Knit This Mess. My name is Angela and I'm a knitter and crocheter and various other fiber things in Houston, Texas, where it's very hot and very overcast. And it's been overcast for days with occasional bouts of sunshine. We've been getting rain almost every day, which has been great for the yard, although I'm not loving having to mow it so often. But sometimes it's the only exercise I get that day, because most of the time I'm sitting on my butt knitting. So if you're new here, it's called Knit This Mess because I am very messy. I have a ridiculous stash that I need to try to knit down, and my stash will outlive me. There's no doubt about it. I've been very good. I haven't bought any new yarn at all this year. That's about to change though. But yeah, so I started this channel as a way to keep me accountable. By talking about what I'm working on, fessing up whether or not I put it in my journal. I have a knitting journal that I started to help me keep track of what I knit and all these things. It has lots of coffee stains on it because in addition to being my knitting journal, it is also a coaster. So I have a few finished objects to share with you. One of them I was working on the last time we were here together, and that is the Northern Lights shawl by Kate Jackson Knits, and I knit this in Destination Yarn Silver Shiny in the Northern Lights colorway. And we had a break in the weather long enough yesterday for me to block it. And it's done. And I don't know if you can see there's sparkle in it, so it makes me think of stars in the night sky. And I there's a little bit of pooling there, but mostly it's striped. And I really like how it really does give you the feel of the northern lights in the sky. So I will be taking this on my upcoming trip to Nova Scotia, where I have never visited before. And I'm going to be going in September. I'm going to be going to Woolstock East, which is going to be in, oh boy, I can't remember the name of the town. You can look it up. But I'm very excited about that because I looked at the vendor list and there's a bunch of vendors with yarns that I've never heard of before, so it's going to be a lot of new to me dyers. I'm very excited about that. So that's my first finished object. The other one, I did another Hitchhiker by Martina Bem. Sure you've all seen this pattern before. But it's I haven't woven in the ends yet. But I also blocked this yesterday. This took me 5 days to make. Only 5 days. And this is also going with me to Nova Scotia because it will go really, really well with my pink denim jacket, which I'm taking. And this was knit in woolen vinyl classic rock sock, which is 80% merino, superwash merino, and 20% nylon. And this was a one-of-a-kind colorway. I got both of the yarns for those two scarves, shawlettes. I got both of those yarns at Cakepalooza last year, 2024. And this was a grab bag, a mystery bag. So I was in a brown paper bag and I bought it, and I opened it and I was like, oh, that's perfect. That's just perfect. So I'm very excited about how that turned out. The colors, no pooling, no, it's just gorgeous color with all kinds of shades of purple and little pops of hot pink in there. Oh, it's just, I'm going to have so much fun wearing that. I can't remember if I shared this with y'all last time, and I couldn't be arsed to go look, but I've been doing 3-color cat squares for my books that I'm reading this year, and it's a cat square crochet pattern by Marina Vershinina. It's available on Ravelry, and this is my latest square that I did for this book, The Road to Jonestown, Jim Jones, and People's Temple by Jeff Gwynne. So yeah, so that's my square for that. I haven't finished any other books since then. Right now I'm working through Acceptance. I can't remember. It's by it's the 3rd book in the Southern Reach series. Kind of weird science fiction. And but I got sidetracked in my reading because a few books that I had put on hold digitally at the library came in, so I've been reading some kind of cozy mysteries lately, and I didn't really feel like doing squares for those because they're quick reads and I'd be spending all my time making squares. So here's my big thing for today. At long last, this is my very first one. I can't believe this pattern has been around for a while, years. If you haven't made one, you know someone who does. If you've been on Ravelry at all, you'll recognize the Ranunculus. It's my very first Ranunculus. I've never made one before, and I decided I was bouncing around on YouTube, and I found a video where I don't remember who it was, but she was talking about what she thought made the Ranunculus so popular, and she showed different variations on Ranunculus, and I started watching a whole bunch of videos about people who had made the Ranunculus sweater. And one of the things that people like about it is that you can do it with very little yarn. So if you have just one skein of fingering weight, you can make a Ranunculus. So I had picked up at Indie Untangled last year a pair of yarns from Porter Wool Company in the colorway Wild Rose. It's their merino nylon fingering weight, and this what's it called, the Kid Silk Mohair, and they're both in the same colorway, but look how different they look when they're this one has a lot more of like the yellows and grays. So anyway, so I thought, oh, I'll hold those together, because I wanted to do something and I held those together. And I have about 450 yards to play with on each of those. So I was like, that's enough to make a short sleeve Ranunculus. I finished that top part, and I'm just doing the body, and I'm just going to keep going until I run out of yarn. And I'm using a size 10 needle, and these are just, I don't know what brand they are. I don't know. I got them at an estate sale. But they're the perfect size, the perfect length cord. So there it is. This is going to block out very big because I'm a very aggressive blocker. And yeah, that's what I'm working on right now, and that's going to go to Nova Scotia with me as well. And yes, I have been entering all of these in my journal and making notes. I've been very good. Here's what's left over. So I told you I did this, and I just did it until I ran out of yarn. This is how much I had left. I did not weigh it. I don't do that. But yeah, it's just this little bitty bit left. It's not even enough to make pom-pom with. So that'll get, I'll get put into something scrappy. Let's see. Now, here's my big project that I've got going at the moment. And this is the, well, I knew what it was called until I tried to tell you what it was. Oh my goodness, and I was bad and I didn't write it down. So this, it's, it's a big project. It's from Woolen Pine. Is it Sundial? The Sundial wrap. Yeah, that's it, Sundial. And it's a mosaic color work. And I'm using all these mini skeins. I picked them up. The dark colors I picked up at India Untangled last year, and the light colors came from Woolen Folk the year before that. And let's see, the dark colors are from Plies and Hellhounds. It's the Wicked Seeds mini bundle in the color combo, I guess. I don't know if Nectar is the color combo or the yarn base. I'm not sure. Anyway, it was a bunch of dark and moody colors. And then the lighter colors were a mini skein set from Coats and Company. And so yeah. Those are, and it's all superwash merino and nylon. Oh, except that the Plies and Hellhounds is 60% superwash merino and 20% yak and 20% nylon. Okay. So those are my mini skeins that I am using to make the Sundial wrap from Woolen Pine. I did run across, I was rummaging around in my stuff because I have boxes to rummage around in because I'm a mess. And I found the Neon Nectar sweater, which is another Woolen Pine design. I found one that I had started last fall, and I got stranded on Sleeve Island, and so I had like this much left of one sleeve to do. So I did that and bound it off and wove in all the ends. I haven't blocked it yet, but I did finish it. Yeah, so I've been busy. I've been knitting. I woke up this morning and I had a kind of a tingling sensation in these two fingers. So I think that's from going to town on these bigger needles that I'm not used to working with. So about the needles, I bought those I bought them at an estate sale. A few years back, a friend forwarded an email to me and said, hey, or maybe she texted me, I don't know, it's been a while. Anyway, she said, hey, there's this estate sale going on this weekend, and it looks like they have a lot of yarn. You should go check it out. And she herself is not a knitter or crocheter, but she knew I was, so I thought it was very nice of her to send me that. And I flipped through the pictures, and there was a ton of stuff, but couldn't really tell much from the pictures, so I thought, well, I'll go. And I went, and have I told this story before? I don't know. You're going to hear it again. Anyway, so I went, and it was in this big house, and walking through the house, I could see, what I could tell was that it looked like the wife had passed away a few years previously, and the husband was still living there and had grandkids over sometimes, because there was like a room that was like a toy room set up for kids, and there were lots of crocheted blankets all around. And I went out, you went through the kitchen to this kind of breezeway, and I really wish that I had spent more time there, because the breezeway was filled with Tupperware. Like, absolutely, it was all Tupperware, like all down both sides, stacked deep Tupperware. And I think there might have been some Pyrex in there too, and I really wish I'd stuck around and looked around more, but I don't know why I didn't. But once you went through the breezeway, you wound up in this huge room. It was like the size of a 2-car garage, but it was all windows all the way around. It was a huge sunroom but on one side of it, in one corner, there was a huge walk-in closet. When I opened up that walk-in closet, it was shelves on both sides, floor to ceiling, cones of yarn. And I wasn't really into that at the time, and I probably wouldn't be into it now. And I looked around, and the yarn, it looked like, judging from the labels and looking at the books that were there, she was primarily a crocheter, and none of the books were newer than, say, 2000, early 2000. Probably none of them were newer than 2000. And most of the yarn labels looked older. So I don't think that anyone had touched this stash in almost 20 years. And I didn't really find any yarn I wanted. I wasn't crocheting at the time. And I didn't find any books I wanted. They were mostly about weaving. The only thing I found was a binder. And the binder was full of plastic pages, pocket pages, and it was full of needles. Every conceivable size, from 0 to like 13. Circulars and double points. Wood, metal. There were Xiaogu circulars. There were lantern moon double points. There were a bunch of aluminum metal points, double points, which is what I like to work with. I like metal double point needles because they don't break as easily. And I knit, when I knit socks, I knit tight. So I've broken a lot of needles. So yeah, I made a big score. So I grabbed the binder. I thought, I'm just gonna take this whole binder. And I walked up to the front and I looked around some, but I didn't really see anything else I wanted, and kicking myself to this day for not lingering in the Tupperware breezeway. And it didn't have a price on the binder. I got up there and I showed it to them. They're like, oh, $20. I'm like, okay. I handed her a $20 bill and I left before they could change their mind. I got like $400 worth of knitting needles easily that day. So I have not needed to buy any new needles in a long time. Although I did indulge myself because I really wanted a set of the Luca interchangeable. So I did buy a set of those. But other than that, I haven't bought any new needles since I went to that estate sale. So anyway, moral of the story, check out estate sales. Linger in the Tupperware breezeway and dig around. You never know what you'll find. I hear voices. I am going to wrap this up and go get some lunch. It's been super busy here lately. I just got back. If I look kind of, it's because I was out and about this morning. I ran some errands, had to take a couple things to the UPS and go to Trader Joe's because I'm getting low on wine and I've got guests coming over. And then I, just for the heck of it, just for the hell of it, I went to Cost Plus World Market and bought some fancy sardines because I wanted them. And also picked up some anchovies because we're making pizza later, having a friend over who also really likes anchovies. So we're going to make pizza out in our little pizza oven that we got on clearance at Aldi. And that's my plan for the rest of the day. So I got to go make pizza dough. And yeah, I got a doctor's appointment tomorrow. I have another friend I've been taking to doctor's appointments lately. So yeah, I've just been, if I'm not running around, I'm cleaning something or I'm knitting something, and I haven't had time to film something. So I had this little window of time today, so I thought I'd jump in here and share my finished objects and what I'm working on. And I hope that you also have some finished objects, and I hope that you're also working on something fun. And give your hand a rest, because you don't want to get all tingle fingers. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye.